This week in 3D Archery, Monty Python time. Now for something completely different. Hey everybody, welcome to 3D Archery. Greg here. 3D season's over with. Had a great time, shot really well. And there ain't a whole lot left to do down here in Louisiana. Indoor archery is about it. So I'm going to try it. Last year I used my Barebow. Found out I didn't like it, but they had odd things on it that, you know what, they made sense to me. Certain principles, certain pieces of equipment on there. But I'm wondering, can I put that on a TRAD bow? And when does a TRAD bow no longer become a TRAD bow? You know, everybody's got their own definitions. But I just want to see if some of these things will help. So I'm going to use my Semic Sage clone here. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put an arrow rest on it, which you see right there. We're going to see, you know, taking it off the shelf, I know the whole reason for it. The rest, less contact area, less interference. That's that. But one thing, a lot of Barebows you ever held up, they're real heavy. You know, this is okay, but it's light. And that light doesn't have as much inertia, so it can be more easily affected by other outside forces. So I'm going to take my weight and attach it right there. Alright, put that little baby on there. And let's see if the weight and the rest affects everything. And then for the final thing I'm going to do, just for giggles, I'm going to add a plunger. Put the plunger right there and put it in. Now, if you don't know, like I said, for the reason of a rest, less contact area. The reason for a plunger is there's less striking on the plate. This little button here moves in and out. So when the arrow bends, it'll push on that and not hit the riser. Hopefully giving you a little more consistency. So we're going to find out. So I'm going to put this up, take it out, play with it, and let's see how much of a difference it really makes. Alright, just try the rest. I'm going to put the arrow on the dot down there and see what happens. Stable bow, shoots well. Yeah, when there's no wind. So that high one really don't count. But the other two, that was me. So we'll shoot it with a weight, and we'll see if the weight can pull those other two in a little bit. Added the weight. Bow feels very different. I mean, much heavier. Duh. We'll see how it shoots. Man, I'm telling you, I think the weight helps. I really do. I can't prove it. I can't justify it. It's just a feeling. Yeah, I'm telling you, a lot less bow movement. It may not be true, but man, I feel that way. You know, not a bad grip. Look, if that was a 10 ring, they'd all be in there. Target archery wouldn't be bad either. I could probably tighten that up. So far, rest, weight, great combination. Round two, gonna put the arrow on the orange dot and see what happens. You know, if I got good form, I don't care what you're shooting, you're gonna make it. People chase their equipment. I chase my form. Interesting how shooting to the right. It is putting a group in there though. Tighten it right up. That's a good group. Yeah, I know it's to the right. But that is what I can use this to adjust for and bring it on over. All right, let's go take a look. Made an adjustment, pulled it in. Let's see what happens. Look how I brought it right over. See how easy that is? So I could probably bring it in just a hair bit more and get her on line. Maybe not. Have to check. Yeah. Don't have to do nothing. This is pretty much fine. Just a minor adjustment and I think I'll be there. Boom, baby. Telling you. All right, just dialed it in big time. Still sensitive to plucking and things like that, but I was able to pull it over. I might have to bring it in a little bit more, but that was cool. So next thing I want to try is actually do a 300 round, and let's see what I do. Who knows? All right, let's go down and take a look. All right, everybody, all the testing is done. Now, I'm not showing it all because it would have been a 5-hour video, but it was interesting to say the least, and that is why I love archery, right? There's so many contradictions, and you make an assumption, which is all I never should do, and it gets proven wrong. Or maybe it's confirmed, but just not in the way you thought. Now, what I did is I did all my shooting, recorded it all on my Ishi Archery app. And I love it. It's a great one. Check the guy out. He doesn't pay me, right? It's just one that I use, and I really like it. Has the analyze, and in the analyzing part of it, you can go by where each arrow hit, by first arrow, second arrow, third arrow. You can make these little pie charts. You can make these loop charts. And I'm doing all these things. I'm looking at them. And I'm like, you know what? This is just crazy. This is just way too much. So I scaled it all down. And what I did is I did a basic look at scores, average arrow per and average end. Pretty simple, right? And then I broke it down where they hit, what was the points, how many of the 9s, how many of the 8s, and things like that. And then finally, I took the 2 targets and gave myself a visual. So that's what we'll do first. Let's check those things out. All right, everybody. TRAD bow unscientific comparison. Score.
Trad bow shot a 230. Very respectable. That will win you a lot of tournaments in the trad division. Barebow shot a 242. 12-point difference. Definite win for the bling bow. So if you break it down, let's look at the average end. Average end for the trad was a 23, whereas the bling bow got a 24.2. Another win for the bling bow. So now we look at the average arrow. With the trad bow, I averaged 7.67. Bling bow, 8.07. A third win for the bling bow. Then this is where it gets interesting, because then best end, trad bow, I shot a 27. Bling bow, my best, is just a 26. One win for the trad bow. And both of them had an equally bad end. 21 was the lowest. So in this you can see, on average, bling bow is better, but I had my best end with the trad bow. Up next, let's do a point-by-point breakdown. Let's see how that looks. So, in the World Archery 300, you get an X, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, so let's look at it. For the X, the trad bow got 2. The bling bow got 0. That's a definite win for the trad bow. For the 10s, the trad bow got 3. My bling bow got 1. Another win for the trad bow. For the 9, trad bow got 4. The bling bow got 10. Win for the bling bow. Right? Then 8s. Trad bow got 8. Bling bow got 12. Another win for the bling bow. Then from here you can't really judge wins, so I'm just going to give the scores. For the 7s, I had 7 7s for the trad bow, only 4 for the bling bow. 6s, I had 2 for the trad bow, but 3 with the bling bow. For 5s, I had 3 for the trad bow, none for the bling. 4s, I had 1 for the trad bow, and none for the bling bows. And I had no 3, 2, 1s, or 0s. Now, another way to look at it, I like to try to get my arrows in the red or better. So we're going to break it down by color. In the yellow, trad bow had 9 arrows. In the bling bow, I had 11. So I put 2 more arrows into the yellow. So the red, I had 15 for the trad bow, 16 for the bling bow, so 1 more. Then it swings back the other way because these are the shots you don't really want. The blue, I had 5 for the trad bow and 3 for the bling bow. And then the black, I had 1 for the trad and none. So you can see it goes back and forth. But definitely, I put more arrows in the yellow with the bling bow, but I scored more 10s and X's with the trad bow. And finally, let's look at the target faces. So on the left is the trad bow, on the right's the bling bow. First thing you can see is what all those numbers actually translate to in a visual meaning. Look how much more spread out the trad bow are and how much more focused the bling bow is. And the big thing is look in the bling bow at about 2 o'clock. I put about 5 to 6 arrows in the same spot. In the yellow, I had 3 right next to each other. Well, if you look at this one, I only had 3 in the 7s that were close, 2 in the 9s that were close, and 2 in the 8 that were close, as compared to all these over here. Now, here's the last one I'll show you. Let's look at this one here. And there they are, overlaid. The trad bow is the yellow dots, and the bling bow is the black dots. So definitely you can see the difference in the shooting. But does that mean it's better?
All right, everybody, there you have it. Lots of numbers, lots of stuff, but what does it tell you? It tells me that there's 2 sides to every story, right? The Barebow was obviously better. It shot higher scores, higher per average on the per the ends. No doubt about that. It also shot a lot tighter groups. But then there's that yeah but thing, which I hate in life, but it's there. The bling bow didn't shoot a single X and only 1 10. The other one shot 2 X's and 3 10s. It also had worse rounds. And that's where so it shot better, but at the same time, it shot worse. And I think that's what the whole thing comes down to me, is the bling bow, all those attachments just makes your bow not better, but more consistent, which in turn makes you better. So it's not like a flat out, man, I shot so much better, I shot so much more 10s and all that. I didn't, but I was more consistent. You know, and that's the whole moral of the story. Now, is it TRAD? I don't know. I don't think it is, but what do I know? According to the Field Archery Association, the NFAA here in the United States, it is. I totally disagree with that. And here's my logic for that. According to the National Field Archery Association, I can take a completely done Barebow with all the tricks and gizmos on it and shoot TRAD. And if I do that, I'm going to be highly competitive. I can take that same bow, enter the Barebow division, and still be highly competitive. Now, if I take my wooden one-piece in TRAD, I can be highly competitive. If I go into the Barebow division, I'll be lucky to be competitive. And that, my friends, to me is the difference. I totally understand that a Barebow is far superior to a one-piece. Not that it shoots better, it shoots more consistent, and more consistent is better. And that's the whole thing with this video. I don't like that rule. I disagree with it, but like anything else, I have to live with it. Alright? So there you have it. So let me tell me in the comments below what you think. Do you think that that's a right rule? And do you think it's a TRAD bow? And if you don't, let me know why. If you do, let me know. Let's see what everybody thinks. Maybe I'm in the minority, but we'll never know. Alright everybody, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you next time with an all-new episode, 3D Archery. Now I can strip that bow down and make it a Barebow. Wait, TRAD bow. Yeah, TRAD bow, not a Barebow. Oh, I'm so confused.